consultants, entrepreneurs, senior scientists from NIOT and our counterparts from NRDC. Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning. And we have completed this National Academic and Industrial Meet with NAIM, and this is specific to marine biotechnology research. I welcome you all for this workshop. And also we have a yearly signing ceremony for our biotechnology with Marine Corps. And as you know, while India is the only nation to have a dedicated ministry for the Ministry of Earth Sciences, National Institute of Ocean Technology, an autonomous body under the Ministry of Earth Sciences, is the only institute dedicated for the ocean technology in the civilian sector in the country. So our mandate is very clear. Our task is cut out, and it is to design, develop, and demonstrate technologies for the sustainable exploration and utilization of ocean resources. We are not a university where we award degrees or we teach courses, and we are not an industry to produce something and sell it actually. But our task is to bridge the gap between the lab and the industry. We design, we develop, and also we demonstrate this technology in the ocean. When it is ready, we transfer this technology to the industry. So our aim is not to actually make money or anything, but our projects are of strategic and national importance. In the process, if our technologies can be also useful to the society, that we transfer those technologies and we help the industries to really make a good profit out of that one. And as I was telling, actually, our projects are of national and international importance and strategic importance. And they range from different projects like energy and freshwater in the oceans, and coastal and environmental engineering, offshore structures, deep sea technologies where we explore and harvest the minerals from 6,000 meters water depth, developing of submersibles, that is vehicles, unmanned and manned vehicles to reach 6,000 meters water depth, to have ocean observation systems and fuel early warning system, and to have our own fleet of research vessels to access the oceans and explore the oceans. With all these things, we have another division, that is marine biotechnology. So, as I said, marine biology is supposed to be a fundamental research, but marine biotechnology has a different, slightly different connotation. So, I'm glad to see that marine biotechnology for marine biotechnology really goes to the occasion, and they are involved in transferring more and more technologies to the industry. That is really a hard one. So I always believe that any research should have at least one of these two objectives. One is that to widening the horizon of our knowledge. Secondly, we do something for the benefit of the mankind, for the public good. If we can achieve both these things, it's great. And this is more important for a public funded research. And NIOT is obviously a public funded research organization. So it is our responsibility to one side widen the horizons of knowledge, especially in the marine sciences and ocean technology, but also to come out with some technologies which can be used for the public good. So this is where actually the industries can play a major role in association with NIOT. NIOT has a beautiful campus here. Whenever somebody visits here, they talk about our beautiful mountains and the campus things like our buildings and all. But I also tell them that actually equally important are the excellent laboratories we have and world-class infrastructure we have here. So I invite you all to visit our facilities, especially Rasogi, to see our district. All of you who come here are all those who are actually watching this one through online means. You are our ambassadors. Once you know what you are doing, what we are doing here, so actually that you will tell the world what we are capable of and what we are doing, and we will have more and more people to take our technologies. So these actually this marine biotechnology, this thing means that was brought into the mainstream by two people mainly. One is Dr. Atmanan. Uh, at least he could pronounce this molecules names and the species names very accurately, which I'm really still trying to learn. And another is Dr. Prabhakaran, who really brought it to a different level. And now we boast of a very good campus, that is Atal Center for Ocean Science and Technology uh, in Andaman's World Lab. And of course, it is being taken forward by the team of Dr. Dharani and Dr. Jimmy, Dr. Ramrajan and others actually forward. And they are not only doing good research, they are also doing some good DAS studies, and they're also coming out with technologies that can be taken to the industry. But we have difficulty in meeting it. We have not earned a single rupee except for the one-time fee from the industry. We have not seen any industry making any money out of what we have transferred to them. Actually, this is what I'm eagerly waiting for. Actually, our success will be that when a industry or any organization earns anything, very profit using the technology developed by us, then it will be a happy day for them. And here, that sophomore monthly about the people which are here, MMOT has actually a good budget, actually, annual budget for executing of projects. But recently, Honorable Prime Minister of India announced a deep ocean vision. It's like 4,000 crores worth vision spanning 5 years. It has been announced by the government of India in September 2021. When the work is in progress, there are six verticals in that one, and there are two of these verticals are meant for actually this biological sciences. Among these six verticals, MIOT is playing a lead role in at least four of them. So our annual budget is almost doubling up because of that. So our responsibility has gone up as a part of this one. Actually, that recently also NIOT got a corpus fund. With that, actually, the Ministry of Earth Sciences wanted to start one incubation center. We call it MAGIC. Probably Dr. Subhakar will tell us actually why it is called MAGIC and what is the magic in that one. But it's called MAGIC. Marine Gate Incubation Center, if I'm right, actually. Okay, so under this one, we are trying to encourage startups and then some incubating institutions and companies and all the firms to come up and work with us. And NRDC helped us a lot in these efforts to make some preliminary documents and all. Now, yesterday, our senior scientists and administrators visited the Bangalore campus. Actually, that's the national campus that is given to us. So we have seen that one. And we are going to very soon come up in a big way, establishing a incubation center there. So it augurs well that we are having this workshop. As Dr. Sudhakar said, though this workshop is meant for mainly for marine biotechnology, very soon we are going to have a very big NIOT industry meet to finalize our plans for our incubation center. And I take this opportunity to tell that, okay, though this is the icebreaker, the main event is going to come up soon, and I welcome you all for that also. And we all heard about Make in India, Made in India, and all. Okay. And we believe in here, Make for India. Okay. So whatever we are doing, many times actually it is the first time in the country, it's not the first time in the world actually. But we can only do so much. But to make it to at an international level and to market it at this thing, it's left to the industries and entrepreneurs to do so. Our task is cut out. We only develop and demonstrate. Take it further is it's your role. And I once again thank some of the Rastogi for being with us, and also Dr. Atman and Dr. Trivakaran who accepted our invitation, and all the senior scientists of NIOT and other NIOTs to really accept our invitation and come here. And of course, NIOT is moving forward in having this improvements meetings. Okay, of course, with a lot of abundant caution. So I wish you all a very fruitful time here today. And this is not the end of the interaction, but it's the beginning of the interaction. And I congratulate Norinko for taking our technology of oil development. Actually, when we started it, it was actually a NORAD program from Norway. We started with the NAIM, but now we have got many of our boys are completely Indian. And it's a matter of pride that we are actually importing this technology to the industry, and they will come up with this work. And I'm sure they'll find many more applications. So, with these few words, in fact, I could say many words. So, I take leave of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director. And I
Just, with the permission of the organizers and the senior scientists of NIMOT, I would like to slightly diverge from the issue. Actually, yes, 3 days back we received, 3 4 days back we received some awards given to NIMOTians, to be given to NIMOT scientists. It was actually on the foundation day of 2000, of my Ministry of Earth Sciences. They were to be given on July 27th, 2020. But because of the pandemic, they were not given. So we were asked to give these awards to the recipients. One from Dr. Anurajan from Anuman's Port Blair campus, actually. So we have sent it there immediately. And we are supposed to have a small meeting and give it, actually. So now I take this opportunity to give that award to Dr. Atmanan. Actually, he is on the national award for this year. So it came actually, I was supposed to call you separately and hand over the one of the update of the ministry. And I thought it cannot be a better. And yes, only Dr. Anurajan is not anonymous today. Actually, he is in Port Blair. He is watching. Dr. Anurajan, so congratulations on behalf of Ministry of Earth Sciences. We have sent your award okay, to Port Blair. Probably will be receiving it very soon. Congratulations. Thank you.
thank you, Director NIOT, and thank you, everybody. It's a great honor, particularly uh, in the mission and vision of Atmanirbhar, if we are contributing to the nation. That is a beautiful contribution to the Mother India. Thank you, Team NIOT, and congratulations, Atmanan sir, because you had also taken that legacy. And earlier, it is a privilege for NRDC also to award you, and also leadership of NIOT. So with this, thank you, Director NIOT, for your kind words, your vision, mission for the nation, and also making the difference in connecting. And thank you for your encouragement. Always you have given a great proposition to NRDC as far as our collaboration and vision, collective mission and vision is concerned. Thank you, sir, for your great address, I will say, because you are not only a scientist, you are a great innovator, and that's we are making proud on the mission of Make in India. With this, now may I request our Chairman and Managing Director NRDC, Commodore Amit Rastogi, who is a, I will say, fighter, a naval officer, and also a spiritual leader. Fortunately, NRDC got a beautiful leadership in making the difference in connecting the dot. Sir, may I request for your keynote address?
Thank you very much, Dr. Sahu. Dr. Ramadas, Dr. Adnan is left, former director of NIOT, distinguished delegates from industry, academia, research community. A very, very good morning to all of you. A very, very vibrant good morning. I'm very, very happy, indeed very happy to be here because this is one of the first for me which I am attending as CMD NRDC. I happen to take over my new assignment after 34 years in the Navy, and that happened in October. And because of COVID scenario, we didn't have this opportunity of meeting up and conducting such meets. So this opportunity came about, and especially in a kind of a topic which is related to my previous assignment, which I did for 34 years. So I was indeed very happy to be when I was told that this event is happening in January, and now finally we could have it today. And I must acknowledge, for the sake of the coherence, I may use a scripted text so that one doesn't deviate much, the time being limited. And I must acknowledge that the various stakeholders that are present here today, both online as well as offline, represents this supportive association that is sprouting between users, facilitators, and creators of technologies. You're all aware that there is an ecosystem for setting up ocean economy and innovation networks to bring together diversity of players, public funded research institutes, large enterprises, small and medium sized enterprises, universities, and flexibly organized networks. This prospective collaboration between industry, research, and academia are indeed very kernel to catalyze innovation and growth in our society. And this between industry and academia has set an example in the approach to mitigate many challenges for nation in creating value through organization. And we have seen this during this pandemic. Testing kits, tracking apps, treatment technologies, ventilators manufacturing, vaccine development, the translating of research from R&D institutes to deployment of emerging advanced technologies. The commercialization is happening at a pace faster than ever before. The ocean is now being used more intensively than ever before in all respects. And at the same time, scientific understanding of the ocean and its ecosystem, their properties and behavior, their health and role in weather and climate change is gradually improving. To respond effectively to the growing challenges associated with development of very diversified activities in ocean, science technology playing a growing role in contributing to manage the development of ocean economy by responsible way. The ocean is considered as treasure house of bioresources, and there is ever increasing interest in utilization of these marine bioresources. And this conclave today, with specific focus on biotechnology, shall aim to provide an in-depth insight on various innovative and indigenous technologies developed by NIoT, which Dr. Ramdas just talked about. These potential technologies have the scope to be transferred to industrial partners or commercialization towards economic and social benefits. And this will bring together scientists from NIoT and other public funded institutes, PSUs, startups, MSMEs, and industries. One is aware that the technology transfer and its commercialization plays a very, very important role in transferring scientific findings to the entities for further development or commercialization. This process involves transfer of practical knowledge, including technical know-how from our labs to the companies receiving it. Technology management and IP protection has become a key element in the process of indigenization, besides aiding self-reliance and growth. Why this is being emphasized? That it's best to achieve startups, MSMEs, who are in the nascent stage of their coming up, development, must adhere to the correct practices of technology. So I am also utilizing this forum primarily to convey to the production team at large that we at NRDC are geared to connect, as Dr. Sahu was saying, mind to market. NRDC is a 69-year-old technology transfer company under Ministry of Science and Technology and has developed in strength primarily for promotion and transfer of technology besides IPR portfolio management. We assisted over 5,000 entrepreneurs, filed over 1,800 patents. managing technological innovation developed by several public funded R&D labs and providing IP protection services. Besides several other value additions to technologies, forms the core competencies of our corporation. Why I'm reiterating this is mainly because we were talking in the morning with Dr. Ramdas that there is a requirement for us to open up, to be more visible, be more available to the startup ecosystem and SMEs and industry, because the technologies which are getting developed in our labs needs to be taken, primarily the end of it, the proof of putting it in intake, unless the technologies are taken out to the market, we will not be able to fulfill our objectives. It is not only about research alone. So that's where the role of an RDC comes in, wherein the technology transfer activity per se is handled, and there are lots of value addition which happens. So there was a beautiful model which got created in 1953. That there were labs onto one side, there were production entities onto the other side, then there were the technology transfer companies. Primarily with this objective that the scientist community will focus on the core job of research. Industry is supposed to realize or convert the technology into a product and make it available primarily for society. But there is a gap which is required to be filled up. And that gap is of technology transfer, because it is there is a scientific approach to this. It is not simple that the technology, once it reaches maturity, it can straightaway be put into the market. So there are certain value additions which are required to be done. That's why this organization got created. Over a period of time, this activity sort of got enmeshed with the activities of research, but we will talk about it during the course of our discussion today, that what is the correct model for commercialization? Is it that the one who is involved in research should do this activity, or should it be given to not this non-core job be given to a separate entity? So we will talk about this during the course of our discussion. And at this forum, I certainly would like to share certain developments which are taking place at NRDC. We, in association with CSIR NAL, have set up a business incubator in the field of aerospace engineering. Another incubator at IMT Bhubaneswar, primarily in minerals and materials. We have also started our own incubation center at NRDC headquarters. Aim is that, especially in today's startup ecosystem, the technologies are available, but certainly the startup community needs to be handheld and taken, made more capable to for those technologies to realize into a product. So these business incubators are very much into being, and when Dr. Ramdas was talking about that, we have the capability of managing these incubation centers, and which we have successfully proven primarily for IOCL. And this is a live example wherein large number of startups have got mentored through NRDC. And there can't be a better platform than this to also share, because we have the representatives from industry also available, that there are certain schemes which are presently promotional schemes which are available at NRDC in order in support of this community. So what are those schemes? We have seed funding schemes, primarily to take, if they have a mature technology which is to be taken for commercialization. So there is a seed funding support of around 30 lakhs which is provided. Then we have a technology development, validation and commercialization scheme, in which a support of 1 crore is given per startup, primarily to take the technologies from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8. That is in the first phase. And also, once they reach the level of maturity in phase 2, primarily to commercialize the technology, there is another support of 1 crore will be given. So this is, and that too with some kind of equity participation. But there can't be a better environment than this. There can't be a better support than this, which is available to NRDC, primarily in furthering the, I would say, the goal of the startup community. And given the captive audience, I think what I have wish to share, we just talked about good things. I also would like to share two things. One is that what are we doing at NRDC to improve the efficiency? Because everyone is looking at, we are in the 21st century. We should become a global entity. The practices which we follow should be of contemporary nature. So what is that which is being done? So I have, though I am only 4 months old in this organization, I have inherited legacy which has got its own strength. So there is a requirement to optimize our processes internally. So I am in, as NRDC, we have taken cognizance of those. We are trying to bring in ERP, and we are also trying to bring in the concept of the registration of MSMEs or startups as I won't call it vendors, but primarily give them a kind of membership or they get registered as NRDC's entity so that they have a preferential access to the technologies which are assigned. Today, once the technology gets assigned, we go scouting. Who would like to have it? Should we be having our own database of people who have the capability? So we provide them with this activity ab initio, develop that database so that this time to commercialize the technology once it is assigned gets between. So this is the next step in that direction. We're also trying to change our revenue model, wherein we, we are open to establishing JV with a prospective company for joint development and production. So it will be a win-win situation because you have strength of NRDC in terms of the various value additions which happens here, and also your strength in terms of the infrastructure what you have to take those technologies to a different level. Besides this, we're also looking at engaging all CSIR labs, and we may also request NIOT likewise that all the incubators who are coming to us, they are not only coming to us primarily as a business incubator, they are looking for some kind of testing support. So we have sort of requested CSIR labs to open up their test facilities, maybe on a discounted rate, so that the testing facilities are available to incubators so that they can scale up the work for which they have sought the incubation services. So this is how I would say we are fulfilling our obligations at NRDC. We have also strengthened and taken certain steps to, because there is a contractual agreement which happens between us and the licensee. So that contractual obligation, which is, though it is a document which talks about the obligations of both the sides, over a period of time, what we found was that it was losing its strength. In a sense that as of now, at the time of TLA signing, we clap, we celebrate, but this association of celebration should continue. But I find that after some time, that it, not in all the cases, but in some of the cases, this relationship does not remain honored. This is a very, very moot point which I want to bring it to the notice, especially to, I would say, research community to some extent, but my industry partners or MSMEs to the larger extent. Because we are in a kind of transactional relationship. We do something for you, and your expectation is that we will do it honestly. We will do it, we'll give you world-class services. But the expectation is that this must continue. It means the obligations at your end, once you have imbibed the technology, you have gone into production, then you must come back. That in terms of saying that, first of all, to give a feedback to the community, R&D community at large, that yes, it has fructified into so and so, and at the same time fulfill the obligation, which I find today in a couple of cases, we are not able to even trace their addresses, no response on emails, phones, no royalty returns, obligations of royalties are not fulfilled. The scientists have put in their sweat and blood into this, I would say. But at the end of it, I think what is needed is that once it fructifies and you are doing good, you must share that goodness the way it has been agreed to. So that is why I'm saying it is a transactional. So it means someone who is defaulting from this arrangement will lose future opportunities. So though I may sound slightly harsh, but I said yes, I can't have a better forum than this to communicate, because it will give us confidence, not only to us, but also to the R&D community. And obviously, we are looking at this technology reaching out to the society for a larger societal impact. So in that, request would be that let's have a business of ethics. Let's have a business wherein we remain committed to each other. So this symbiotic relationship, I think, should continue. Uh, I have only a few points. One is that we are also making an effort because, as I said, how is this obligation? My only request from the R&D community would be that once the technology is transferred, there is a requirement of hand-holding for some time till such time they get a confidence in production. And also, there are certain models which are available wherein the R&D community also remains engaged till such time the first of its kind product happens, to ensure that the quality what you have envisaged has been produced at the industry or not. So if that kind of hand-holding happens, then I think it will be I would say, win-win situation for all of us. And this, in any case, we are there primarily to facilitate this. So the request would be that this hand-holding period should continue till such time we get a quality product from the licensing. And we're also giving opportunity to industry partners, because we want to be part of their success, so that we have got enough forums, networks, wherein the products which are coming out of them can get visibility to us. And that we also have our own publications in which we can carry the details of the work what they have done, so that they reach out to a larger community for scaling up their operations. So what is it at the end of it? I think we are all, I would say, because I don't carry any bias, I have only inherited legacy. The only thing what will happen is only scaling up. Things will happen for good. I'm quite committed towards this, and we aim to provide the best of services, primarily in the IPR portfolio management and technology transfer. We're also looking at moving out to a contemporary business hub in Delhi, so that you have a better opportunity and better access to NRDs. So with this, I think I would like to thank once again Dr. Ramadas, Dr. Sudhakar, and all of you present here to give us this opportunity for me to share thoughts, not necessarily in the field of marine biotechnology, but certainly what takes a technology into your product. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to a fruitful discussion today during the course of our meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Commodore Rastogi, CMD and RDC, for your visionary thought. Reform, perform, and transform. It is a time, and certainly in your leadership, we are making the difference to our scientific community. And also, at the end of the day, our relationship, how we can manage, how we can channelize, how we can respect our own responsibility for win-win situation. And this is the best platform, because many industry leaders are there and many innovators are there, and it is a time to build their confidence, capacity, and credibility. And we need to honor that. And that technology licensing agreement, what we talked about, is nothing but the documentation and legal implication. We need to honor that, so that the nation will get the economy from the invention that create value to the society and nation building at large. Thank you, sir. And I think Honorable Director NIOT has one important assignment. You need to. Okay. So with the permission of Chair Tata sir, we'll sign. So now we have a engagement of, I will say, the normally in technology transfer, marriage between Noorin for India on this great. On Net Ocean database system. Thank you. What indigenization and technology self-reliance. With this, may I request Tata sir to uh, say something? I think Commodore Rastogi has come first time to our campus because executing with our standard movement. Honorable Director, sir. Thank you.
We'll break for the tea and we'll assemble here after 15 minutes for the presentation from the Dr. Dharani on a bakery.